Well, hey, listen to this one. You're going to love this, Robin. So, last night, here's what happened. We were on the air the other day. You know, goofing around as usual.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, I didn't have any really set material. So I was killing time till 10 o'clock.
And what happened?
So, as we're talking, our intern, Mike Gange, he's a kid. Although he's not such a kid anymore. He's been with us for 7 years.
And you know what? He doesn't like to be referred to as an intern because he does get paid now a little bit.
Yeah, well, he's an intern.
How? He's been with us 7 years? No.
He's 40 years old now, Robin.
I think he's been with us 4 years.
How old is he now?
Well, he graduated at 22. That was 2 years ago. He's got to be 24.
24. So, listen to this. Listen to this. So he's in here with us. I forget why and what's the difference. Why.
We were listening to his air check.
Hey, Gange, I don't even know if you should be in here for this.
Oh, get out of here. Really?
Well, yeah, because we're going to talk about you behind your back.
Okay, all right.
All right, leave for now, and then be ready to come in.
If it gets real bad, you can come.
Yeah, turn down the radio, because we all want to be very honest.
Okay.
All right. So anyway.
We were listening to his demo tape.
Yeah, Gange's trying to get a job as an announcer. So, you know, he's a little green. Hasn't done it yet. He hasn't been on the radio. You know, some guys could be on the radio in 2 seconds. Some of them have to develop it a little bit. Gange's in the latter category.
He needs a little life experience.
Hold on, I got to pass wind. Hold on.
Oh. Just starters today.
7.
7, thank you. You were kind. You were kind.
6.
All right.
Sounded better than Gange.
Anyway, you got to hear this. This one you're going to love. So, we're talking to him, and he's playing us this demo tape. And now, listen, I've heard better demo tapes, and I've heard worse, but it was pretty bad. So as we're talking to him, I start critiquing him. Make a long story short, our general manager comes waltzing in, and he says, "Hey, I'll tell you what, Gange, you want to be on the air? I'll give you 2 nights this week. Last night was his first night.
Yes.
And he gives him tonight. I'll give you 2 nights on the air. No strings attached from 10 to 2. So Gange's all happy because this is his big break. Nobody else has had him on the air. And with that, Gange gets ready for his big night. Yesterday afternoon I saw him. He had to go take a nap. He had to get ready for his big air shift. He's going to be on K-Rock, after all, big New York City station.
How did he prepare? Did he...
Well, I know he wanted to get a lot of sleep, so he's talking to me, right? So I gave him some advice. I said, listen, Gange, like, you know how that guy, like, Brother Wheeze up in Rochester sounds awful?
Yeah.
You know, I tried to say to him, listen, if you don't have a great speaking voice, just be yourself. Get into the fact that you sound different. Like Pete Fornatale doesn't sound like a disc jockey. He sounds like this.
Coming up, the 25th anniversary of Woodstock.
Yeah, he sounds like that.
Yeah, you can't believe he's on the radio.
Right.
Special interview with Tom Paxton.
He's our midday guy, and he doesn't have what you'd call a radio voice yet. Pete has had a very successful career. He's been in the New York radio market for like 30 years.
I can't believe I'm on the radio.
Yeah, neither can we. Pete. Who's your special guest today?
Elaine Marks, Miss Howard Stern, my very special guest.
Yeah, so he sounds like that kind of. So I said to Gange, why don't you just try to be yourself, be Gange, and even if you don't speak so, you say, hey, I don't speak so good. Here I am. So what? This is my big break. Get into it. So you know what? Last night I couldn't stay up and listen to him. I had to go to bed. I assume you did too.
Yes, I didn't stay up.
So I walk in this morning. Right away, Gorilla. Oh. Did you hear it last night?
No.
I said, yeah. What happened? Oh, my God.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Oh, my God. What happened? What you heard? You stayed up and listened to him, didn't you?
Wow.
I was up.
Yeah, because you were dying inside. You wish you could have had an air show.
No way. Honestly, I swear to God, I wasn't dying inside. I was out with John last night.
Were you?
Yeah.
And you and John listened?
For a while, yeah.
Yeah.
And
were you goofing on him?
I didn't goof
Tell
on him.
the truth.
I swear to God I didn't goof on him.
Who did, John?
John had some comments to say what he had to do.
What did John say? Be honest.
John said, he goes, what is he doing? He should sound more like himself. He sounds too much like, you know, like, hey, how you doing, Mike, Gange?
Yeah, he's trying to sound like an announcer.
Right,
yeah.
He keeps trying to do that announcer bit.
Yeah.
Now, you know Howard.
Because Gorilla, you shouldn't be goofing on him.
I didn't goof on him at all. I swear to God.
Really? And then Scott, the engineer, comes in. He goes, I got the whole thing on tape. He goes, you got to hear this. Now, Scott was the one complaining that why can't he get an air shift?
Yeah.
I've gone into Tom and asked for an air shift many times. I go, Scott, you can't. Does
Scott think he would sound any better?
Scott was running. Oh, Scott thinks he'd do a better job.
Yes.
So all I know, they should let Scott do an air shift. They really should.
Haven't you ever heard Scott's answering machine? You've reached Rocket Entertainment.
Yeah, let's call that.
Right.
Yeah, unbelievable.
The way you like it.
What is it, John?
You know what the worst part against Ganji was? That, like, it wasn't that he was mispronouncing words all the time, which he did constantly.
Right. We have tape of it, by the way. I'll be playing it in a minute. Yeah.
But it was that he was singing everything, like, hey, welcome to K-Rock.
Oh, yeah, good. All right. Well, I was hearing comments like that all morning. I would have forgotten that the guy was even on, but, I mean, everyone was relentless.
They won't let you.
And Scott was running around with the reel in his hand, the reel of tape. Stay here, John.
I've got it.
He's running around. Yeah, I got it.
I've got it.
And he was screaming. Like
yeah,
I never saw Scott
was standing at the door waiting for you to come in.
Yeah, he goes, it's brutal, it's brutal, it's brutal.
He acted like it was a trophy.
Yeah, I know. He was really happy that Ganji was awful.
Hey, Howard, you have to understand one thing last night that happened for Ganji, too. Usually, when you do an air shift, you get behind the board and you do your thing, and it's hard. It's just hard concentrating on playing the records. Ganji had a board operator.
Right, so all he had to do was talk into the microphone.
Right, he just had to sit in the seat and just talk.
Right.
That's nice. Ganji getting bored of it.
Well, you don't think they're going to let him screw everything? I would let him screw everything up.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, I heard our general manager, Tom Chiasano, got into a load of trouble for getting Ganji on.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I heard
Who are you getting in trouble with? Really?
Yeah.
The big mamu.
$100 million station, and you're putting on an intern?
Whoa.
But Tom, being a man of his word, you know how his word means
right.
something?
He has to keep his word.
He had to keep his word.
So he's got to take it.
He was like, humana. But you know what? I thought it was a really good idea of Tom.
Bold move, Tom.
I think if the guy who was yelling at him, if it had been his idea, he would have thought it was great.
He'd have been behind it 100%.
Because
he wasn't there for the origin to see how it came about. He would have been behind.
10 to 2 at night, no one listens anyway to rock radio stations, and it's like a perfect time. Hey, you put Ganji on, maybe a few people will be hooked into listening to the stupid
it's
station.
a little gimmick.
And last night, 90 minutes of it was Rockline.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so yeah, it was a good gimmick. Let me applaud Tom for standing up for once.
Good guy.
Pussy Tom standing up. If I was Tom, I would have backed down. I wouldn't have gone online.
I would have ripped Ganji off the air.
Yeah, where's Tom? Hey, Tom, how much trouble did you get in for putting Ganji on? Yeah. They paid Tom good money for his stupid ideas. Tom's first big brainstorm, and he did it on his own, Yeah. Tom usually checks with people before he does stuff.
He got into the moment.
You got caught up in the moment, put Ganji on, you got reamed for it, didn't you?
What you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, come on.
Oh, I love it.
I saw you walking around the station wearing a dunce cap for 2 days.
Had his tail between his legs.
No, I heard you caught a lot of crap.
He had gum on his nose.
Tom, it was big. Tom usually does clear all his decisions with certain people.
That day, he just ran in here.
He got carried away.
With an executive decision.
He never thought there'd be fallout.
He thought nobody was listening.
I think it was a good creative decision. You got Ganji there. It's a novelty to hear him on the air. Why not? And people might tune in who listen to this show.
And what a great shot in the arm for people considering this station for internships. Hey, I could wind up on the air.
Yeah, Tom, you could start a side business.
I'd forgotten that important angle, Robin. Thank you.
Look at Tom's knuckles, how they're bleeding. They were wrapped with a ruler.
Unfortunately, it's poison ivy.
So I had heard through the grapevine that you got reamed.
No comment.
Really?
Well, that means you got reamed, though.
No, it doesn't. It means why do I say no comment? Because at every press conference, somebody says no comment.
All right, very good. Okay.
Don't ask, don't tell.
So listen to this fax on Ganji's. Did you stay up and listen to Ganji?
What, are you crazy?
No. Here's a fact. Hey, Ganji. How are you going to handle all the fallout tomorrow with Howard when he makes fun of your disastrous debut tonight? You know he's going to crucify you tomorrow, don't you? You've had it. I mean, you have no voice, you can't enunciate, and the voice you do have is so effing annoying that you and Gorilla must be related. Then again, all you wops sound alike.
Signed the Grease Man.
You know, stupid and incoherent. You should take my advice and run for the hills, or in your case, waddle for the hills. Because tomorrow there'll be no end to the torment you're going to get. And Tom Chiapasano also. Another idiot who won't leave the king alone. A little under 2 hours before Doomsday. Before Doomsday, I guess he sent us 2 hours before I was coming in.
Okay.
Fat boy. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Sweating yet? Face it, Ganji. You're going to be just what that stuttering moron will be. A coffee boy. Cheer up. You can't be worse than the Grease Man. God, does he blow. I can't believe he's got the balls to work at the same station as Howard. You have no pride.
Who wrote that, Scott?
No, Ganji's mother. Anyway, where's Ganji? Let's bring him in now.
And there's one part that he...
What did Ganji do wrong, John?
At one point, he introduces a song of mine.
Yeah.
That he could actually say, hey, this is... do a little rap about something,
Yeah.
Just... Remember, it's never too old to be a classic.
Here's a song from a very good friend of mine.
I heard he was using the word "the" a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And he was back on. So this is something that you might hear once in a while, or have you hear it already, or always the same
wrong words. Yeah.
He was very nervous.
Ganji, what happened last night? What did I tell you before you left my house? Just be relaxed. Just be Mike Ganji. And even if you screw up, just say, "Hey, I'm a stupid ass intern."
Yeah. That's exactly what you told me.
No, but you came on and you tried to sound like the Deep Boys guy.
No.
You tried to sound like an announcer.
Well, yeah, I wanted to. I was just trying to sound normal. That's what I was trying to do.
See, now you sound normal.
But I was nervous.
You need me talking to you.
I was a little nervous. It was the first time on. Yeah, it actually works better when when you're here.
Yeah, well, no kidding.
Why do you think he's here? It was so funny because I heard Ganji coming down the hall this morning, and Jackie met him in the hall and said, "How'd it go last night?"
Hey, how'd it go? Jackie loves to hear about other people's failures.
Oh, yeah.
Jackie loves it.
Jackie never says how'd it go.
Yeah, Jackie loves to twist the knife in the back, but he knows it's a foregone conclusion that the guy's going to screw up.
But was it fun, though?
Hey, I heard you really didn't kill. Too bad.
Wait a minute, no. So Ganji goes, it was all right. And Jackie says, I have heard you're more optimistic.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you evaluate?
Actually, I gave it a 3, but somebody else gave it a 4.
John, what do you give it? A 2. A 2? I mean, it wasn't a complete disaster. Gary, be honest.
3 was accurate.
The mics worked, yeah.
The mics worked.
Anybody else hear it? Or this is
We're all getting it.
It could have been a 1, but he had someone else run the board.
Right.
It could have been so much better if he would have just been himself.
Right. Don't you know how to be yourself? What are you so nervous about?
Tonight at 10 o'clock.
Be a baby. Just get on there and talk.
Ganji can be himself.
Just be yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
If that idiot Brother Wheeze can be on the radio with that voice, you could be on the radio. Any idiot can be on the radio. That guy's a complete amateur.
But Ganji's gotten this advice over and over again, and he won't listen. I had a little...
Brother Wheeze got to listen to me on the radio and figured out what to do. You get to see me do it. You should be able to figure out what to do.
And you've been here with the Kings 4 years, I understand.
Yes.
Yeah, almost 4 years.
4 years. Boy, your parents must be thrilled.
Oh, boy.
What do they say to you?
Oh, man.
Are they still talking to you?
Do your parents think you're an idiot?
No. I mean, they're happy that I'm actually working, but, they think I should actually be making some money and doing some stuff.
Does your father say...
And the funny thing is, I'm the guy paying you, and I think I'm paying you way too much for what you do.
He's ripping you off.
Yeah, I'm actually throwing in a couple extra bucks as charity.
Do your parents want
$50,000 party to celebrate the first college graduate in the family. He's still here 2 years later.
Yeah. Ganji's parents were so proud that he graduated Adelphi, maybe the worst college in the world.
CW Post.
CW Post.
CW.
He's practiced saying CW Post. He's practiced that W. You can tell. CW Post.
That's what it seems like he's trying to do when he announces. He's
I can't wait to hear it.
Articulate,
but his parents threw him this big $50,000 elaborate. It was a wedding. Him and his girlfriend come walking out like they're getting married, and they're all celebrating CW Post.
He can't graduate this internship, though.
Yeah. What happened? Like when you worked at the college radio station, they corrected your W's?
That was
CW. Never listen to college program directors.
Have you ever heard anybody say W?
I worked at WTVU in Boston, and they said, no, it's not Boston, it's Boston. So I said, no, you guys have Boston accents. It's Boston. And they made me say Boston. And after a while, I didn't know how to say Boston.
Howard, do you realize...
Some imbecile was busting my balls.
Yeah. Do you realize we have a guy here who lives east of the Mississippi and can't pronounce the letter W? That's every radio station will ever work at.
W. Who's that?
Ganji.
Oh, Ganji.
Oh, no, well, you know what? I swear to God, college radio station beat that into it. It was W. It was double.
Yeah, well, you sound like an idiot.
Double U.
Because they beat that into it.
What do you want to be an announcer for? Be something else, man. Maybe it's time to switch careers. Have you ever heard an actor have a really bad voice? No. Screen actor?
Yeah, Nick
sure.
Nolte.
Yeah, Nick Nolte. There.
Oh, but he's got a big booming voice. Hey.
Well, I think I was just nervous.
Guys with wimpy voices like you end up being on soap operas.
Oh, come on.
Here we go. Let me hear what you did, all right?
Okay.
Let me listen, I'll be honest.
Right.
Fred, put down the song. We got to hear this.
Got to hear, Gangy.
Yeah,
no more waiting.
I can't wait through no commercial.
VW.
92.3 K-Rock, the classic rock station, home of the 20-song music marathon. We just heard a whole bunch of songs, including Sam and Dave's ZZ Top, the Rolling Stones, and even some John Cougar Mellencamp we heard.
John Cooler. It's not so bad so far.
John Cougar Mellencamp.
John Cooler Mellencamp.
92.3 K-Rock invites you to a very special advanced movie screening. It's Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer, and they star in Wolf, which is a psychological romantic thriller. To get your ticket to see Wolf, send a postcard with your name.
It's a postcard.
Yeah, you sound like a robot.
Postcard.
Corey Apple.
To Wolf. 92.3 K-Rock, 600 Madison Avenue, New York, New York. 10022. And since there are only limited amount of tickets available.
This is only limited numbers. This is of tickets available.
Yeah, that was a long copy.
You know what's funny? A mailman can do a better job at this than you. And you're a college graduate. You see, there's no correlation between education and this job. That's what my father...
Well, a college education doesn't prepare you for this job.
No, my father tried to tell me that. He says, listen, you idiot. That's how my father talked to me. And maybe your father should have spoken to me that way. My father said, what are you busy being a communications major for? Why don't you major in something that will help you fall back on something in case this doesn't work out? Gary, do me a favor. While I'm playing this tape, I want you to pick any guy off the street randomly.
Oh, no.
And give him the same stuff that Ganji had to read. In other words, bring him up here, and we'll allow him to do the exact same words that Ganji did. Any guy randomly.
Oh, that's cold.
Just get any random human being off the street. And he will be more interesting than Ganji.
Just grab the first person you think.
You're trying too hard to be an announcer. That's your problem.
Right, that's what it was.
No.
Got to get your postcard to us by Friday, June 10th. All tickets will be sent out on a first-come, first-served basis. Another great movie screening from New York's only classic rock station.
You sound like you really care about this.
Yes.
I was trying to care. When I come back, we'll have a great song by a good friend of mine who's got a great new album out, Stuttering John.
You know what's funny? As you were being nice to John on the radio, he was goofing.
Yeah, I know. Can you believe it? He's calling me 9 times to make sure I play the right song. Gidgy, gotta play this song. You gotta play this song.
How many times, Gage?
I got messages.
How many times they call
there was
you?
notes all over the place.
How many times they call you?
You called me once. Gorilla called me once. There was notes left for me. When we come back, only on here, 92.3 K.
Why didn't you say that?
What?
I'm going to play a song by a guy who sent me notes all day to get me to play it.
I told him, you know what I told him? I said, keep it short and sweet.
That's
first
right.
song. I said, I don't want to hear any nonsense. Just get on there and just say
At
the
least
stupid
that's
song.
the truth. I got a great song by a great friend by a great new album.
He was a moron.
The American
Goofing
Lung
on me right now.
Association of New York invites you or your corporate team to take part in Leap for Lungs. The ultimate
And leak for lungs.
leap
Oh, leap for lungs.
I hope somebody gives me a lung.
workout on Thursday, June 16th. Proceeds will be used to fight lung disease. For details, call 212-889.
Say the word details.
Details.
Say it again.
Details.
What?
Details.
It's not details.
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 I don't know what you just said.
Details.
At this point, I don't know what I said either. On
I don't
Thursday,
think
June
anybody knows how to
16th.
speak anymore.
Proceeds will be used to fight lung disease. For details, call 212-889-3370. All right, up next, as I promised, we have Stuttering John's song, and this is actually a song that's not a part of the regular CD. It's actually
What else did I tell you?
not to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I told you no Oz.
He just told everybody that the song isn't on the CD.
No, I did not. We have Stuttering John's song, and this is actually a song that's not a part of the regular CD. It's actually a song that's a little behind the last track. Okay, I think it's called One Thing.
I told you not to try to explain stuff.
Yeah.
I told you just play the song. Here's Stuttering John. Boom, into the song.
Yeah.
You would have been a hero. Instead, you're talking. Again, you're talking.
Yeah.
Here's Stuttering John. Boom, into the song. He doesn't listen to me.
It was nerves.
If you're nervous, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, that was the easiest thing to do.
Because you know what? These aren't sentences. These are obstacle courses that you're setting for yourself.
Hurdles.
Yeah, hurdles. And you're tripping over every one. Every one of these sentences contains a landmine.
Not one sentence has ended yet.
No. I don't know what this is. The track, it's hidden, it's somewhere.
My good friend,
I think this is a little behind. I don't even know what
it's like a little behind the track, and it's around. What you do is you turn it on its side, and then you put it in the thing, and then you wind it back.
Song, and this is actually a song that's not a part of the regular CD. It's actually a song that's a little behind the last track. Okay, I think it's called One Thing. And remember, it doesn't have to be old to be a classic. It just has to be great rock and roll on 92.3 K-Rock.
Actually, I have no freaking idea the name of it.
I don't know.
All right, I had enough. Is that it? Maybe I'll listen to a little more. Is it really?
Yeah, this is great.
Maybe it's great for you. Gange's dying. Now, what is it? You're going to be on the air again tonight?
Again tonight at 10 o'clock.
Round 2.
From 10
Now, what are you
to
going to do tonight? What have you learned?
Okay, I've learned we're definitely going to drop the uhs in there. I'm gonna relax a little more and just be myself.
Details.
Right. I'm not gonna try to be a dumb announcer.
Right.
I'm just gonna be
Just
myself.
talk the way you talk.
Right. Exactly.
Even if it's an idiotic way of speaking, you can at least be yourself.
Right.
Be an idiot.
Yes, but what is he going to do
That's what I
with
always
those
do.
pieces of copy?
Uh-oh.
I'll have to admit first that I'm an idiot and then read the copy.
Don't read it. Just like paraphrase.
Yeah.
See if you could read a copy.
What I do is just tape your mouth shut. You know what? Take a picture. You know what I'm going to tell you to do? What? Go home, get a magazine, and rip out a picture of a retard in the magazine, and hang that and say, "That's who's listening to you. I can do better than him."
The K-Rock family.
Right. K-Rock family.
Why do that when you have Gary's picture?
Yeah, I know.
I just realize who's listening to you. What are you so nervous about? You sound like you're gonna pee in your pants.
You know what
any minute.
picture he should put up? Scott the engineer.
I got something new. I got to talk about Scott now. He's in the back complaining.
Why?
Because he isn't staying in the same hotel as us. He's flipping out. No, I got to go on a South.
John, I'm not on that right now. Okay.
John's, a little excited.
John's another one. I'm about to break for commercials and bring up a new topic.
I'm sorry.
All right, thank you, John, and thank you, Mike Gange. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back.
Remember, 10 o'clock tonight.
Mike Gange Show.
You still want people to listen?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll be back right after these.